you are. Good morning. Hi. Yeah, your food is right here. Right here. Come on. Meow. Come here, Tux. Come on, bud. Hi. Meow. There you go. Good morning. He was down off the garage somewhere. It poured last night. I mean, poured. Like an inch or two poured. Everybody in the backyard's here. Well, we're supposed to have more rain move through middle of the day today. Sometime after 9. I'll have to go look and see the radar. I told Dawn last night we needed to get out of here sooner than later on our walk so we don't get caught up in it. I'm hearing the hawk again. Dawn and I are headed out in Ruby for our walk. We're going to unload the bike and other equipment to charge.
Version 11.
Right. Oh, great. I won't be able to figure out where anything is in my car either.
Oh, I think you're going to like it. Come on, let's be optimistic.
I'm going to have to hit 2 things in order to get to my seat heater button. Ask me how happy I am.
Well, I used to hit the seat heater button all the time, not wanting the seat heater.
Yeah, see, it's people like you that caused this mess.
Right. Fat-fingered.
So we won't be biking today with all that rain last night. I have drive to pick Johnny up this afternoon to take us to an appointment. And, you know, trails would be wet and it's gray out here. It's plenty warm, but we won't be biking today. Maybe Friday or Saturday before the cold sits in. Well, he's obviously right up there somewhere. Yeah, I think I see him. You can't see him, but I can. Oh, they're calling to each other too. I like it. I like it when they talk to each other. So we're going to go ahead and get it out now? Yeah, we're going to charge the battery for 12 hours like we were instructed to do. And I'm probably going to store the bike under the house. Don's going to take the battery off so that he can charge the battery in the garage and put the bike out of the way.
Yep, okay, let's secure. So this is the battery. It's about a good 10 pounds. I wouldn't say 12, 10 pounds. Has a connector at the bottom. You pull it straight up. As you can see, it's got a bracket
Clips.
on the seat tube.
Right.
That catches all this. So we have to just basically, you turn it to the unlocked, which
Position.
is basically all the way, if you're looking at it, and you turn it all the way counterclockwise.
Yeah, so it's secure locked to the bike.
That's right.
When you're leaving the bike, if you lock the bike up, the battery's locked to the bike itself.
Right. And then you can charge it on or off the bike. So that's why we chose the, you know, the battery needs to be treated with a little bit better temperature and, you know, not too hot, not too cold. You know, batteries
Right.
like the same kind of temperatures we like, more or less.
Well, we put the bike under the house.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The bike is under the house.
Which would be okay to, we have an outlet down there. We could charge down there, but we just, not this time at least.
Yeah. Well, when I get back from our walk, I'm going to plug it in. They said for the first 3 times you charge it, they want it charged exactly 12 hours.
Load balancing.
Balance the
Yep.
battery.
Yep.
And so I'll plug it in, and I'll set a timer when I go back in the house.
Yeah.
If I plug it in now, I can't set.
It'll finish before bedtime. All right, tap to explore what's new.
Yep.
Yeah, we saw this in Jules. New customizable bottom bar. Oh boy. New temperature quick controls. Yeah, you just press the temperature and it pops up this quick stuff, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all it's telling me. Okay, so yeah. So what did we get? We got the app launcher, edit waypoints, TikTok, Sonic the Hedgehog, because Ruby does have an Intel Atom processor.
Yes.
Sudoku, subwoofer, cold weather, manage dashboard, dark mode, hide map details, but no customized light show and no cameras coming up with the side repeater cameras with the turn signal. No blind spots help, which none of us can figure out why they didn't do that, since they pop up just fine on the screen all the time with the
Yeah.
yeah, with the backup camera when you're in reverse.
I bet that's because up on the X and the S, they're going to put it up on that.
Well, that would be appreciated. That would be a much better. That would be a much better place to put it. Be nice if they communicated that, though. All right. Well, like I said, I won't be able to. How do I get rid of it now? I just tapped it again. I won't be able to find anything again in Ruby now. But yeah, we'll go from there. I'll customize the bottom bar later. Yeah, there's leaf clumps all the way down the little ditch area here where the rain moved the leaves last night. I mean, seriously, it rained that hard and we had that much rain that it was washing things, cleaning up the environment a little bit there. We were looking at a few bike trails for future biking and this new Williamson Trail, which is out by the Neuse River Trail, is closed today because it's not a paved surface, and I guess it's, you know, way too muddy wet to be on it. You just damage the trail. It's not that your bike couldn't handle it, but then it makes ruts in the trail. So we might bike tomorrow or Saturday before the weather turns colder, but not today. Too wet and too many other things going on. Half mile today, so scoreboard to scoreboard and then back around to the scoreboard, like a track and a half.
Yeah, full lap and then a half lap.
Yeah, it's feeling good today, so I pushed it a bit more.
Yeah.
My heart rate stayed in the 150s today. I was happy with that. Last couple days it's been just a smidge elevated. Who knows why?
Yeah.
Not seriously elevated though, but
right.
Not where I'm used to say. That felt good. I have to say that felt good, and I'm glad that it's done now. Just like Dawn, I'm glad that it's done. Well, it's been quite enjoyable. You know, temperature-wise, it didn't rain on us. It's not too windy. It's not too hot. We both got on a light long sleeve shirt. It's like 70 out here, though. I mean, it's just warm. So the local Pokemon group is talking about, oh, I've got COVID, please send me a raid. I can't leave the house, I'm under quarantine. We had Christmas dinner with our small family group. One of them now has COVID. Also in the Facebook groups for other Fuquay things, people are talking about multiple people in the house down with it, waiting to see if the rest get it. So when they said, Dr. Campbell said pretty much everyone's going to be exposed, and hopefully you're not particularly symptomatic, I think he's right. I probably want to go into Harris Teeter and get some seafood for our New Year's Eve bash dinner or whatever. We won't, you know, eat later or anything, not having people over or anything, but Don and I would probably enjoy a nice seafood meal as a little treat for New Year's, but that's going to mean I'm going to have to go into Harris Teeter. So it'll be back to N95 mask and a cloth mask over top of that. Although I want you to know that that cloth mask I've been wearing, those Christmas ones, they have a filter insert. And I have the filter insert in them. So it's a little more protection than just a cloth mask. I bought the ones with the filters. But yep, apparently it's out there alive and well in the community. North Carolina's COVID numbers. We had 21% positive for the state yesterday when I looked, and that's the highest I've seen, period. Of course, testing positive doesn't mean hospitalized or sick, although our hospitalization is back over 2,000. Yeah, 2,000. It was at a little over 3,000 at the highest. It's been steadily climbing for a month. So I hear all these people saying they're not as sick and not as many hospitalizations yet. You know, with the number of people catching it here, our numbers are still climbing pretty good. So that's not particularly reassuring. We'll see. But like I said, I feel bad. I want to go see my friends at Guardian Angel. I want to tell Michelle I want to get together. But I think it's just not the right thing to do this week. And that makes me sad. No word on Johnny's school for Monday. But like Don and I said, let's stay well through holiday, vacation, And then what happens in January happens. Some of it's out of our control. So that new watch app I'm using, the open walk goal, it says we had a 115-foot elevation change on that walk.
Interesting. Yeah, well, mine says 6,251 steps, 5428, 2.86 miles, and 19 minutes flat per mile.
So not bad.
Not bad. Yeah.
Don's not running home today because of the wet grass and the mud. It's actually pretty soggy out there. And his luck is whenever it rains and he wants to stay on the asphalt that he doesn't get to. There'll be one car after the other. So
have to run into grass and
then he'll have wet sneakers and
all that.
Not happening today. Yeah. But I ran him a full half a mile at the track. So
he ran me good.
Hey, Tux. And we're home from the park, and he heard me saying hi to Marty, who pretty much greets me every time, and not wanting to be left out of anything, he came on over. I've got my little dry seat down here on the end of the boardwalk, so I'm not getting wet, because the boardwalk is still quite wet. So I've got until about 3:30 till I have to go grab Johnny for a few hours. And I'm going to build the grandfather clock. I didn't get back to working on this yesterday, but I did find my other girl minifigure, and so I've got all the minifigures installed. Now this little one, I put food down for, but she's just like really wanting attention right now in particular. I need my counter space, sweetheart. I love you. I gave you food. I did. The first thing I did was put food in your bowl over here. Fresh, good victuals too. Okay, so get a little something to eat and calm down. Well, the grandfather clock turned out really great, but I had wanted it to go here, and it can't. This arch here was keeping it from fitting, and this is where the door, you know, trap doors kind of come down, and I need some. I can put something there, but it's got to be something to come on and off really quick. So I decided to put it down here. Gonna do just fine there. So I built my tree, and I showed you earlier that I installed my clock down here instead of up here. I think I'm gonna put a little bookshelf here. I'm also thinking quite seriously about putting a second fireplace up here. That hinge really does seem to hold that weight just fine. But that's all I've got time for now. This tree matches this tree, except for I'm short 1x2 green squares. So I'm either going to leave it or I'm going to come back and fix it. Not all trees have to look the same, right? I discovered last night that I never hit enter enough times to complete the PayPal payment for one of my orders, and it is one of the ones that had the red columns for along these corners. And that order's coming from Colorado. Now I can put on the flat pieces and then lift just a little bit to stick those 4 in, so I don't have to wait for it. I'm not at a standstill, and I can continue on without the floor pieces to finish too. I added the yellow tiles to the order. The green tiles were in that order. So I can still keep going up. I'm not at a standstill. But I did take time today to do some sorting as well as building, and there's always more to sort. So we just went past the regular vaccination and testing site here by the post office and the new library in Fuquay, and they have made it one way in and one way out and put up some cones out at the street to keep you from making, I guess, a left turn. Obviously, it's quite crowded over there is the point I'm making, and they're having to do some things to change up the flow of traffic. So I'm in Ruby. It's a little after 4. Like I said, I'm picking up Johnny. We've got a must-do errand to run, and then while we're going back to the house, I'll probably be gone a couple hours total between the drive time and such. So see how Ruby does on this latest software release. You know, the 2 things I cared about most probably were blind spot cameras, which Ruby didn't get, and custom light show, which Ruby didn't get. I wouldn't want her to get the custom light show and then take away Wizards in Winter. I want that one to be, you know, the default still for Ruby. They make a couple, add one or something, but I sure would like to have been able to, you know, put on Ruby any of the ones I make for Jules or whatever. So that was just, you know, just a smidge disappointing, but not the end of the world. I'm happy about the waypoints, and especially, you know, the editing of it or whatever. Dawn seemed to just accidentally sort of easily do it the other day when we were trying to get over to the Neuse River Trail. So that was pretty cool that it was that easy to use. And I'll be testing out the other stuff. I never was a big Sonic fan. I'm still a 2048 girl and a Centipede girl. Not saying though that I might not have some kids in the car that would like Sonic, and I do fully support Tesla putting in entertainment that folks can enjoy whenever they're waiting in their vehicle, whether it be for kids at soccer practice or at a supercharger. I think the more likely scenario for waiting is soccer practice. But yeah, I'll be checking out what's going on over there. There's a lot in this release, so it's sort of, I think, hard for anybody to do a comprehensive. It's more like, well, let's pick one or two things, test them out, and then, you know, talk about them a little bit, I think. Do a better, more comprehensive job with each one. But right now, I'm just trying to get used to what's going on. Thankfully, the driver instrument cluster on the X, I would say this time, is unchanged, and the energy meter still works correctly. You know, I've sort of since gotten over the gear selector moving from one side to the other, which happened a year or so ago, but whatever's going on the center screen, I don't know, but the driver instrument cluster, thank goodness, appears to be intact. Well, right away I wanted to record a video, and I wanted to power off the fan. And normally I would hit the button here and hold it, and it would power off the air conditioning. So I guess I've got to, this is the first thing I've got to do where it's 2 clicks to do it. Not happy. And, you know, I missed the music icon. I guess there is no music icon that brings up the old way that it used to look. Why can't I still have that? I mean, it's fine that it's the streaming or the tune in, or title or spot, you know, these other things, but why can't I just have a music and it work the way it used to work? I mean, I guess once I'm in here on the streaming, yeah, I mean, I see here that I get to pick what song I want to play, but how do I get back to my phone? Like, okay, so I've done that now. I've picked the song that I want to stream off of my tune-in stuff. But how do I get back to my phone? How do I tell it to go back to my phone as the input? Well, which one is that? What would that be? Bluetooth, maybe? Well, right, there's my iPhone. I don't know what it just tends to pick any old phone. So I guess I got to go to Bluetooth if I want to go to my phone. I can't switch back and forth between streaming and my phone, which is generally what I do. So that implies now that I've got to move Bluetooth up to down to the favorites, because otherwise I'm not going to you know, be able to switch back and forth between the streaming stuff and you know, switch back to my phone. And so in order to get switched over to my phone, and I go back and forth between my phone and streaming a lot, that's looking like okay, so there is a drop down list there. That's a little better, but I don't prefer that to how it was before, not even a little bit. I'll just suck it up. People update stuff and it's often not better. Johnny was like, oh, you got a new UI, Mom? And I'm like, yep. He was showing me how to split it and unsplit it. And I know how to do auto off and the fan mode. I get all of that. I mean, that's not too much different, but how did we was it this, yeah, split. So now I've got it on both sides, or manual, not split. Or I guess it's a toggle thing. Okay, so when it's highlighted, that little soft blue tells me it's split and I can see it. But when I hit it off, it goes gray and it just goes on to the left side closer to the driver. Yeah, it's a little after 5. I'm just waiting on Johnny for a few minutes. So I don't know. Yeah, the UI thing is not great. It's not helping me out in any way. It's more of a tolerate the changes, because they're not helpful to me personally. They're not helpful. I like the little button that brought up the whole menu and pick before. So if I'm going to navigate, I just want to check out the waypoint things. New Hill, Olive Chapel Road. Okay. Add a stop. Okay. And I'm just going to put in South Point. The food court. That'll be fine. Oh, it's got work in there too. I guess it was already up there. So how do I delete a point? I want to edit the trip. So I'm going to delete out work. And I want to go to the food court after we eat. And then I want to add home. Okay, I'm done. So 38 minutes, 31 miles to the trail. And I guess it doesn't tell you, it tells you when you would arrive if you didn't actually get out of the car, but it doesn't tell you how many more miles that is. It does show you your battery. I guess I would like to see the miles added up here now, besides just the time of arrival. And then home, because this is only showing the first one. But that works pretty good. I could deal with that. It's going to do what people need it to do. It's going to do what people need it to do, and showing them that, yes, I can do all those stops and then get home and I should have enough battery left. So that's the main thing. People that, you know, don't have a degree in math, they don't want to be doing all of that extra stuff. So, all right. Yep, that seems all in order. Oh, way cool. I like it. So what else did we get? Software, release notes. Come on, Ruby. So I edited. We come in here to theater. I haven't been into theater yet, but I guess we're going to see that TikTok was added. So that's cool. And if we come in and we go to Toy Box, arcade, we're going to see Sonic the Hedgehog and Sudoku. So that's cool. Some really great games in the car now. Literally, you could, if they would add a bathroom, you wouldn't need to leave. You could watch TV and play games and listen to your book, and you'd be great. So what else? I want software release notes. Okay, again. Come on, you already loaded it one time. Show it again. Subwoofer improvements. I'm not liable to, yeah, I don't know. I'm not liable to address the subwoofer. Bring up your media player and tap the settings icon. Well, that's, you know, so is that. That's the settings icon. And yeah, there's subwoofer over here. It used to be only 5 things, and most people, I don't know why it looks like that right now, but most people would have had it sort of balanced from side to side maybe. But they have, I see, added subwoofer over on the side. Okay, well that's cool. Johnny would not appreciate it, and I probably wouldn't either if it was booming too, the bass was too loud in the car, but that's cool that you can adjust it. Yeah, I'm gonna wait just a minute. And Matt, you can delete the dash cam clips. So dark mode, you can now change to a dark theme display all the time. Hide map details. People really don't like that, probably, hiding the map details. Tapping the pin, if you tap the pin. And yeah, well, I would not be a person to be using dark mode. That's just not my thing. I see now that you can scroll down through all of them. They're not separate pages. So cold weather improvements. This had to do with the seat heater automatically coming on based on the weather. Oh, okay, and you can warm the car at a lower state of charge now. Maybe they having the seat thing be auto was only on Jules or a previous release or something. Interesting. Oh yeah, because I went into games. So what's Toy Box look like now on Ruby? Yeah, so I was gonna say, yeah, Model Xmas better be earlier on. Oh, and I understand now with Santa mode that people are elves. It doesn't talk about that in the release notes, but I'll have to try it because I want to see people be elves. I understood that that was something that happened, but you know, I guess since that's a Easter egg, they don't advertise that in the release notes. Alright, well there's your overview. So I went ahead and talked a little bit about everything. I'm getting used to it. I'll try not to grumble too much, but literally not being able to hit the power off there really easily and having to fuss between my phone and streaming more than I want to. Those two UI things, they don't work for me. Thankfully the font appears to still be okay. It's not as bad in the X as it was in Jules, mostly because oh, that font is actually okay. Alright, I'm coming down Main Street hoping to see some elves. There's a couple people over there on the sidewalk, but they weren't really particularly visible. If it was a Friday night, I guess I'd have better luck there being a bunch of people out here on the street. There's not any people. I need people. Bummer. Well, maybe tomorrow.
And the charger. I'm gonna definitely need your help with this. So let's start with this box first.
So tell us what this is again.
This is a 1 pound ant weight class BattleBot.
Yeah, this we couldn't get here in time for Christmas. Johnny had asked for it. He put in half his money, we put in the other half, and he knew it was coming. He knew it was on the way. So it's kind of a Christmas gift, but not, you know.
Well, not fully. But
not
yes.
fully, but sort of. Yep.
This is something.
So that's the remote for the robot. Is a pretty serious thing. The last time I saw a remote that big, my dad was flying model airplanes in the 70s. Pretty cool. So, Donnie, you gonna live vicariously through Johnny?
Yeah, really, gosh, we have to get me one and we can battle each other.
Okay, I added my bookshelf and I'm ready to proceed in building up.